So you're thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas, and you're considering Rockwall. Well, in this video, we're gonna talk about the 5 pros and 5 cons of what it's like to live in Rockwall, Texas. Now, we're starting out in the historic little downtown area. And let's talk about pro number 1. And that is gonna be the small town charm, but you have got easy access to the big city. Here in the Rockwall downtown area, it really gives you that Hallmark movie kind of charm. You have got shopping, you have fantastic restaurants, coffee bars, boutiques, and then a lot of activities that are happening down here in the Rockwall area, such as your farmers market that goes on every Saturday morning right at the historic courthouse parking lot. You also have access to Dallas. So Rockwall is about 30 minutes from downtown Dallas. That allows you to have easy access to employers. You have access to shopping, entertainment options. Also, you have dining, so a lot of dining options as well. Rockwall really does have that small town feel. You know, as a matter of fact, I've lived out here for 18 years. And one of the things that I absolutely love most is your neighbors will actually say hi to you, or you'll be at one of the concerts on the lake and you've got a big group of friends there that are attending. So it is a really amazing small town feel where people truly get to know each other and the community helps out. You know, we recently had some devastation down in the south part of Texas in Kerrville. And to see this Rockwall community come together to help support our neighboring Texans was amazing. We had people that were donating, taking down big equipment, because that is just the spirit of what Rockwall is all about. And that's going to lead us into our pro number 2, the strong sense of community that you feel here in Rockwall. Now, Rockwall leans towards the friendly Texas vibe. Like I said, your neighbors are going to wave to you. They're going to say hi. I mean, think about downtown parades. Think about concerts at the lake. Think about the San Jacinto music series, holiday festivals. You know, they do a parade of Christmas homes here in Rockwall where you can go through some of the most beautiful homes here in Rockwall County. Also, the parades. I'm telling you, the entire city comes out to the parades. It is just so much fun. The events that they hold, they have wine walks down here in the historic downtown city. They also have La Ti Da, Christmas in July, where you can go shopping and support local businesses here. They also have a variety of events out at Harry Myers Park between the Founders Day Festival, the fireworks show, which is amazing down in Harry Myers Park. And like I said, it just gives you that real sense of community. As I mentioned earlier, the way Rockwall County and Rockwall in particular came together to support our fellow Texans down in South Texas after the floods was truly awe-inspiring, with all of the equipment they sent, with all of the things that they needed, such as, you know, diapers, bleach, things of that. Rockwall really stepped up to the plate. And so if you're looking for a community that has a strong sense of community, Rockwall just might be the place for you. Okay, so now we are on to pro number 3. And I got to tell you, this is one of the major reasons why I moved out to this area, and that is the lake life, baby. So we're right here on Lake Ray Hubbard, and this is one of the big perks of living in Rockwall. So Lake Ray Hubbard, really, you can go boating, paddle boarding, kayaking. We have kids that will pull on the inner tube. You have got lakeside dining here at the harbor, which is where I'm at. You also have a lot of communities that are actually built right around the lake. So if you were looking to own a lakefront property, absolutely that can happen. Right around the bend from me, kind of back there behind me, is Chandler's Landing. And that's one of the popular communities here in the Rockwall area. They actually have their own marina. They have their own club, the 501 Yacht Club. It's actually open to anybody, but it is a great restaurant that you can go and actually sit down on the patio right there on the water. Now, when you're at the harbor, you have got tons of dining options. You've got barbecue, Italian, Japanese, steak houses. So if you are looking to eat out here on the lake, this is definitely the place you want to come. And as you can see, we're about to walk right up on it. We've got boat slips. People will actually bring their boats up to the harbor. They'll park it for a while. They'll come and hang out here at the harbor, grab some dinner, or even on Thursday evenings, they do concerts at the lake. And that is really a fun time. We all come out here, bring our chairs, bring our blankets, and come and watch the concerts right here on the lake. As a matter of fact, we're walking up to the stage so you can see how close it is. This is absolutely one of the best selling points of Rockwall. If you enjoy the lake life and you really want to be on the lake, I'm telling you, Rockwall is an amazing community for it. All right, let's head over and talk about our next pro. Okay, so pro number 4 is Rockwall has amazing schools. Now, according to niche.com, Rockwall ISD is an A+ rated school district. And you can see why so many people love the Rockwall School District. So Rockwall has 16 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and 2 high schools. Now, for the high schools, I-30 really is the divider. So anything on the north side of I-30 is going to go to Rockwall High School, which is right here behind me. Anything on the south side of 30 is going to be going to Rockwall Heath High School. And so if you live in Heath or the south side of 30 in Rockwall, then you're going to attend Rockwall Heath High School. Now, I will tell you, there is a huge rivalry between the 2 schools. And so when we have the I-30 showdown, it gets pretty crazy. But you know, part of the reason I think people love the school district is they offer so many things for particularly their high school students. They have the Gene Burton College and Career Center, so they can get college credits while attending high school. They have, I mean, obviously this is Texas, so we love sports and we love football, but they also have culinary, they have arts, you know, the fine arts, theater, symphony, band. So there's a lot of variety for the students to choose from as far as what activities they want to be involved in. And you guys know that I'm a former educator, and that is really important. You know, having a well-rounded education is so critically important for these kids when they get out of high school. So that is our pro number 4, is Rockwall ISD is an outstanding district. And I'm going to tell you, if you haven't been to a Texas football game, those Friday night lights, it's pretty cool between the football, the cheerleaders, the band. It is definitely worth Friday night's entertainment. Okay, so now on to pro number 5, and that is the absolute gorgeous master plan communities that you can find here in Rockwall. You've got the Shores, Sonoma Verde, you have the terraces. So there are just a multitude of master plan communities. Gosh, I just went blank there for a minute. You know, the things that you get offered in the master plan community may be things like the resort style pool. We've got ponds, walking trails, dog parks. You've got, some of them even have pickleball or tennis courts. So it really just ranges from one community to another. But let's take a look so you can get an idea of some of the things that are going to be offered in These HOAs, master plan communities. So we're here at one of the amenity centers. And you can see right there, we've got the resort style pool where the kids are playing. Perfect time for summer. We have the catch and release pond. You've got a volleyball net. They have 2 dog parks, one for the smaller dogs, one for larger dogs. And then you have your play structures. And depending upon the size of the community, you can have several pools, several amenity centers. You know, most of them will also offer some type of a fitness center as well. They also hold events throughout the year. So having that great master plan community is one of the reasons why Rockwall is so popular. But I'm going to tell you, okay, and with that though, that is actually going to lead us into con number 1. And that is the higher prices of homes than some of the neighboring cities. Now, Rockwall, don't get me wrong, offers great value for what you get. Being close to the lake, all of the activities that happen in Rockwall. Your median home price in Rockwall is going to be around $535,000. But you have neighboring cities such as Rowlett, Fate, Garland, Royce City, even a little bit further out east where the homes are going to be what we consider a little more affordable. So while Rockwall is not going to be the cheapest place to live, there are still a lot of people that are calling it home that are wanting to move out a little bit. Okay, so now let's talk about con number 2, and that is the traffic on I-30 can test your faith. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is I-30 right behind me, and there is a lot of construction that is going on I-30, and well, the bridge can be a bit of a beast during rush hour traffic or when they're doing construction, which quite frankly is going to mean that it's going to be happening forever. So if you are going to be commuting to Dallas, or if you're going to be going into Dallas, I'm going to tell you, bring a snack, and you certainly want to bring your patience, because I'm going to tell you, this is going to test the patience of even a saint. Now, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice, because this is coming from personal experience. Never, ever, ever get on the bridge when your gas tank is close to E, because you can go from perfectly fine traffic to a dead stop in about 2.2 seconds. And I'm going to tell you, there is absolutely nothing worse to raise that anxiety level when you're on a dead stop on the 2-mile stretch of the bridge. There is no way to get off, and that gas tank is just getting emptier and emptier and emptier. But you know what? Here's the thing. I drive these roads every single day, and I know all of the back roads and how to miss I-30. There are ways around it, depending on whether you're getting to the southern part of Dallas or if you're heading north of Dallas. And that's why you want to give me a call, because we're going to make sure that all of the people that we work with know all those back roads, those ins and outs, so you don't get stuck on 30. And quite frankly, there's even some ways that when 30 is busy, you want to stay away from on the back roads as well, because everybody decides they want to get off of I-30 and head to some of these other routes. And so we know which ones that you don't want to take. All right. Now, once this gets completed, they are going to be expanding I-30 all the way from the Dallas County line through Hunt County. Will it help? Yes, absolutely. But this is going to be a multi-year project. This is not something that is going to happen just overnight. So we're going to be dealing with this construction and this traffic, well, let's just say for a very, very long time. Okay, so we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about these next cons. You know, we've talked about how Rockwall is a little bit more expensive. The price of the homes are a little bit higher. We've talked about the traffic. So now let's talk about con number 3, and that is going to be rapid growth equals growing pains. Now, Rockwall really went through a huge growth spurt. And at one point, it was the fastest growing community in Texas. And it continues to grow. And with those growing pains, we see, number one, a lot of traffic. But we also see infrastructure that hasn't quite been built out that are meeting the needs of the people that are living in Rockwall. It means construction that is going on. And you know, it's interesting because when I moved out to the Rockwall area, it really had just started going through its growth and expansion. And it was there very clear delineation when you got past the part of Rockwall that had stopped growing and heading out a little bit further east. Now there's no delineation, you know, and it's just like any of the other suburban cities around the Dallas area that are experiencing growth. Rockwall's no different. It's no exception. Rockwall is continuing to grow, and therefore you've got more communities that are going in, which brings in more people. It does bring in more traffic. You've got construction delays. You do have infrastructure that needs to be built out. And, you know, a lot of people will say, well, you know, it should have been built out 10, 15, 20 years ago. And the problem with that is the infrastructure gets built out where the people grow. So you can't build the infrastructure first and then hope that the people grow in those areas, because you just don't know. You don't know where they're going to be moving. For example, State Highway 205, which cuts north and south, going from Terrell, and it will take you up to the north part of Rockwall. Well, they're going to be widening that. And I get that it's going to be a pain. I mean, there's just no way around it. It's going to be a pain. The problem is they didn't have a lot of growth out in that area until some of the subdivisions went down into that area, into the 205, the McClendon-Chisholm area. And so now that they've got the subdivisions that have gone in, now they are experiencing the infrastructure growth. All right, so next thing we want to talk about is going to be con number 4. And that is going to be limited public transportation. Okay, Rockwall is a very car-dependent city. And so if you're looking for public transportation like you would have in some of the larger cities, you know, subways, trains, even trams, Rockwall just doesn't have that. You know, we call Rockwall the island. And in order to get off the island, you've got to actually get off the island going down 30. Now that is going through a lot of construction, as we saw earlier. But Rockwall is a very car-dependent city. So when you're looking at making a move to Rockwall, you need to take that into account. If you're going to work in the Dallas area, you're going to drive. You're not going to be able to take the bus or the subway into work or the light rail system. It just doesn't come out to this area. If you've also got to take into account your automobile insurance, gas, tolls, depending upon what area of town that you are going to be working in. Sometimes taking the George Bush Freeway is a better route, depending upon if you're heading up towards the north part of Dallas or into the Plano area, but you've got to account for that expense as well. So just know, if you're looking to move into the Rockwall area and you need to be in an area that has good transportation, Rockwall's just not going to be it. But if that's not important to you, then that's okay. You don't need to worry about it because it is a heavily car-dependent city. Okay, now we're on to our final con number 5, and that is, well, there's very limited nightlife here in Rockwall. Yes, they do concerts by the lake, and we have got some restaurants that will stay open till midnight. We've got some bars in the area. We have the Sinja Cinema Music Series. But if you were looking for things like going out for country western dancing, or you want to go out to the clubs, or you want to go to the museums or the art galleries, Rockwall's not going to be it. You know, Rockwall is that small town, that quaint charm, that quaint feeling, and they just don't have a vibrant nightlife. You're going to need to go into Dallas if you're looking for that vibrant nightlife feel. So just know that. Now, I didn't mind it. You know, I was okay with going into Dallas. I wanted to have a quiet, peaceful area to come home to. And then when I wanted to go out on the town, I wanted to go into the Deep Ellum area and see a concert, or I wanted to go into the art museum, then I knew that I was just going to have to travel into Dallas, and that was okay with me. But just know that if that is something that you're looking for, having easy access to on a nightly basis, Rockwall's just not going to be for you. But if you're looking for the quieter lifestyle, that small town vibe, the really kind of a slowed down feeling, but you still want to be able to have easy access to getting into the Dallas area, then Rockwall may be a very good fit for you. Okay, so those are our pros and our cons of living in Rockwall. You know, Rockwall isn't going to be for everybody, and I get it. You know, but Rockwall is a fabulous place to live. Rockwall has got an amazing sense of community, fabulous schools, and you are still close to Dallas. If you're thinking about moving into the Rockwall area and you have some questions, make sure you give us a call. You know, shoot us a text, give us a call. We'd love to schedule some time to visit with you, talk to you about what are you looking for. You know, if you're looking for something that has got the vibrant nightlife, well, we're not going to talk about Rockwall. But we won't know that until we actually are able to sit down and talk with you about what are going to be your wants and your needs. All right, I hope this video has helped, and hopefully, guys, we will see you around the town.